more can I say?
Top Billin.
All right, Top Billin. Wanted to get something out real quick. Of course, we're going to have to get a lot of mileage out of this particular game because it was an absolute clinic from some certain measures that we'll go back and check out here at a later date. But wanted to give Jugular Joe Burrow his flowers, right? And his Heisman moments and some of the stuff that he did. It just makes it look like it's almost impossible to defend this LSU attack, right? So you're going to see Georgia in cover 3 right here. Right, you can tell how they're facing, and so this particular zone defense, when they're running this bunch set right here, I don't know the routes right here, but I do know that Racey McMath ends up uncovering over here, but Joe Burrow has his eyes fixated over here somewhere. I think you got Justin Jefferson coming in on a whip route. Not sure, but he wanted to go right here, but look what the scramble rules are like for those guys. What did I tell you? You want to keep this man in the pocket. On that video I had, how to dampen Jugular Joe, you want to keep him in the pocket by taking wide rush contain lanes, right? So they pseudo do this right here, but guess what they do? What did I say? There's really no need to send extra pressure on Joe Burrow, right? It looks cool or whatever like that, but every time you send pressure on him, he understands the organic creases and he understands how to absolutely detach from the pocket. So we can't show this right here on TV because this was obscene what he did to young Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker is too young to be getting muscle relaxed twice like this. But I want you to watch this. Where do you go from here? Look how great these receivers are as well, right? You got the best quarterback in college, perhaps, going with the best, most smartest receivers, right? There's just something about these guys, man. These are some smart dudes, right? So the whip route's done. This is done. There's really nowhere to go here. Maybe you can hit that Moss here. Terrace Marshall running into coverage. But look what Justin Jefferson does. He's like, all right, cool. Let me immediately find some space and see where I can find the most space at, right? Racey McMath is open, but Joe Burrow's not looking over here. So, look, Justin tries to find some space right here, allows Joe to scramble, and when he scrambles, you go back towards his direction. So, he's over there muscle relaxing Trayvon Walker into a coma. Now, look, that's all it is right there. They told you to run, find open space in the sight line of the quarterback. That's what you're taught on scramble rules. So, he peeled back when Joe was still kind of in the pocket. Now, Joe is fleshing out to the right. Easy pickings. Now, what does the assignment guy do right here? You cannot play Joe Burrow. You have to play the assignment still. Hell of a play. This was a back-breaking play. They did everything right as far as the defense could go right here. And this ends up being the most explosive play in the game. I'm telling you, it's like Deontay Wilder. You mess up one time, it's a knockout. All right, motion to empty. What did I tell you? I concentrate on motion to empty leading up to this the majority of the time in 12 hours of film study or 12 hours of content that I provided on this game. Motion to empty, empty. You cannot take inside rush moves against Jugular Joe Burrow. He's always going for the jugular vein. Every single play he can either score or make a big play. That's what he does. He's Jugular Joe. So if you're going to take an approach like this with a second level send, right? Congratulations, you blitz Joe Burrow. That rarely works out, right? So when you blitz somebody, they don't care what type of approach they take. It's a get there by all costs measure. Left side breached, right? Straight breached. Nothing there. Guess who's going to come out the backside? Pause. You guessed it. Your man Jugular Joe Burrow. How do you stop something like that? He has great pocket feel, great athleticism, a great arm, great accuracy, and a great scheme. You cannot be lax in your discipline. Rushing him and taking an inside approach and not containing him in the pocket is just reckless. Not spying him is just reckless. But even with that being said, that doesn't mean he won't make a great play. All right, y'all. Jugular Joe with a post. Justin Jefferson on a post. Dig. Terrace Marshall on the dig. You got a corner route by Jamar Chase here. Originally, he wants to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so another motion to empty. They're running this mesh concept down here between him and Thad Moss, but something happens right here, and they get all jammed up and running to each other, so he has to go to the next level on this, and that's why he's Jugular Joe. He's always prepared. So motion to empty, or just an empty set in general, but look what happens right here. You talking about a rub route. These guys rubbed each other. Boom. knocked each other, right? So they're gone, right? Both of them out on their feet, sleep. So Joe has to go somewhere else. Look, man-to-man coverage. He sees the leverage right here. Jamar Chase on that corner route. Eric Stokes doing a pretty good job right here. You got on the post, you got bracket coverage, right? So they want to get beat deep. Mark Webb underneath. J.R. Reed over the top. Pause. But look what's coming over. And you can see the leverage right here. The way that DJ Daniels is turned, you can tell that he has a third of the field. All right, so it's going to be easy for him. Now he has to follow. Now look, he's already out leveraged. Perfect. And he's getting some run, but he had to come back off of it, right? Because he originally wanted to go to that mesh concept. Jugular Joe. All right, so in one of the pieces in the lead up to, what did I say? Rush 3, drop 8 with a spy, decrease the space, man-to-man coverage. And they did it. You guys can say whatever the hell you want or whatever like that. You can't say that I'm not prepared in some of this analysis that I'm providing. These guys actually did that shit, right? I made a whole video on that shit before it was going on, and they actually did it. Now, people came back, right? They couldn't wait to do it. They came back and was like, yeah, it worked until it didn't or whatever like that. You want to force great players to make great plays. That's all this is a great play. You took away the easy shit. You don't want great players to be able to make easy plays. Now, you can say that this is easy, but if something takes 9 seconds and you have to make a great tight window throw for it to happen, anything could happen in that particular circumstance. So, rush 3, drop 8. Want to keep those outside contains going on right here. But what you don't want to do is have this guy in right here. In this type of package, right, I know that there's a threat of a running back right here, but you got to be able to trust and believe that you probably have somebody who won't get tired as quickly as he has, because you still need to fight through it and get there. So check it out right here. He immediately releases into the package anyway. So he's got man-to-man, Clyde Edwards-Helaire man-to-man with Lewis Seam. And Tyler Clark is doing a good job out here, keeping that outside contained. Monty Rice right here. So this is kind of breach right here, but he has to spy on him. Monty Rice right here spying. But I don't kind of like his approach of it right here. So I like Adam Anderson's a little bit better what he did on kind of a green dog spy. But Joe Burrow does a good job of sinking back up in the pocket and making sure that he has a natural barrier in Sadiq Charles. So he has to kind of double back. But you need Jordan Davis to be able to, I think he ran out of gas right here. He's like, yeah, that's too much for me. But Monty Rice doing a good job of spying, but he needed to go ahead, and it was time for him to now try to get there. And he's not the fastest, so that's why you got to have an Adam Anderson or Channing Tindall. That would have been the spy guys, Channing Tindall. He's faster than most of those guys. But right when he's green dogging, Joe releases that bad boy, somebody uncovered in the back end. And of course, scramble rules apply, but it's still, look at the throw and stuff. It still had to be a really good throw. So you forced him to be great. That's all you wanted to do with Joe Burrow, is force him to be great. And of course, he's great. But that's still, in my opinion, a really good play from Georgia. Suppose he would have missed the ball. Then you had that man, you know, in these 2nd and 10 situations, they hit you with some slants or something like that inside zone, and they make it real easy. But you made it a little bit harder for him, but he still makes a great play. How does this happen? Look, right? Clean pocket, only rushing 3, but you still need to get there. You want to get your outside contained guy, but you definitely need somebody to be fighting right now. Somebody, if you had somebody who was super quick right there, look at all of this space. He right now could put the pressure on Joe Burrow and force Joe Burrow to try to step up in the pocket while Monty Rice is getting him. But Jordan Davis isn't necessarily doing that. Look at him. He's tired. Look at him. He ran out of gas. So that's the only thing in that particular manner right there. You got to have a little bit different personnel there outside of Jordan Davis, who's not going to compete. Because come on, fam. That's a direct sightline. If that's somebody who's extremely fast, this is not even in play yet, right? This is not in play yet. I believe that might be Jamar Chase right there. Yeah, that's him right there. So look at him. Now he's double back. But if Jordan Davis would have already come right here, this is not in play. This would just be a great play by Georgia. So he's almost trying to pretend like he's playing a spy, and he's not that. But Jamar Chase starts to uncover. Joe uncorks that bad boy. Look at that. Makes a great throw. Great tight window throw right there on the scramble rules. You forced him to be great. All right, last one. I just want to give Jugular Joe his flowers right here for his Heisman moment. But check this out right here. Got pretty much a 2-man route action going on with a corner route by Justin Jefferson and a post by Terrace Marshall. 2 men follow the corner route right here, and then he has his Huckleberry right here. This guy, right? I know they identified this before the game. I think they actually forced him out of the game, to be honest with you. This is the guy that they wanted to isolate. So got the tight slot going on the corner, then your normal slot going on the Huckleberry right here. They just didn't complete it, but it was excellent game planning, and this could have really broken something wide open. As you can tell right here, this guy, Mark Webb, cannot compete. As I said, up in the lead up to this was one of the guys you wanted to focus on. He had nothing to offer LSU by way of covering. Terrace Marshall is separating on him on something serious. Look at him. He's 40 yards down the field. And now he wants to try to touch him on a route transition. It makes no sense. Why are you putting your hands out right here on a route transition? When your hands go out, your feet usually stop moving. And look at this. Easy pickings. Terrace Marshall just loses concentration on it right here. But shit, he damn near got his muscle relaxed and fell. So the ability to identify, the ability to execute, always have an answer from no matter what you bring to them. That is that LSU Tigers offense behind Jugular Joe Burrow. So moving forward, I have to see it. This is what I wanted to see the whole year. I want to see LSU play Clemson. I think both of these teams are evenly matched. They both present the same type of problems and the same type of deficiencies. I feel like I know a lot more about LSU, though, for the fact that obviously I covered them, but just for the fact that they've played better competition. But that doesn't matter to me. If you blow out your competition all the time and you are the reigning defending national champions, you have some type of acumen to you, been in big games and everything. So I got to see that matchup. But whatever comes, man, we'll be right up on it right here at Top Billin Sports. So it's your boy Murf, the Underground King. Shout outs to Jugular Joe Burrow on his Heisman campaign. My man, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.